Hello and welcome to a brand new series of Match of the Day Top 10 where we'll be discussing the greatest club competition there is, the UEFA Champions League. Here with us once more, Micah Richards and Alan Shearer. Well, it's great to be back, but this time, I think we've run out of all possible top tens in terms of the Premier League, so we're on to the Champions League.
Good, eh?
Micah's got some new boots on that he's obviously got for Christmas. Some new
Ooh,
Doc Martens.
the Doc Martens?
Yeah.
You're not feeling these?
Yeah. I'm liking them,
I thought you looked tall today. Yeah, other boots are available.
And things are definitely moving up in the world because he's turned up with an iPad.
Ooh.
Last year he just had a little notepad.
Yeah, look at all the notes.
Yeah.
Look at the time and effort gone into this. Look at this.
Is it as easy to change your mind on an iPad as it is when you've got notes?
On Google Docs, yeah.
Who did all that for you?
My manager.
You two played in the Champions League?
Oh, not very well. I mean, we had Bayern a couple of times. The only time we beat Bayern was I got injured after about 16 minutes.
Is that why you won?
Basically, we was 2-0 down. We ended up winning 3-2 as I come off the pitch. I guess he was playing. Go on.
Zabaleta.
Yeah, I can't see.
That was about 3 minutes it's taken to get Zabaleta in.
Yeah.
I thought I'd get it out there before you two.
How many times have you played it now? Because
I'm not sure, actually. Both. Well, Blackburn, that wasn't very successful.
Ooh.
Told you about what happened at Blackburn, didn't I? About when we got into the Champions League, when we won the league, and we're all sat around the TV waiting for the draw.
No.
It was a draw on a Thursday morning, you know, when the draw comes out, Thursday or Friday morning. And Kenny says to us, come on, we'll all go in and watch the draw. And we're all sat there thinking, oh, we'll get Real Madrid, or we'll get Barcelona, or we'll get whoever. And first name out, Rosenborg. Second name out, Legia Warsaw.
Wow.
Last team out, we're thinking, come on, Spartak Moscow. Well, it was a draw from hell, wasn't it?
yeah, you got half a chance of getting through that.
No, we still didn't get through either. No, we didn't. No.
Oh, dear. All those trips as well when it gets cold in November.
Remember when, I think it was Graham Lasso and David Batty, when they got sent, when they had the fight on the pitch. That was in Moscow.
Oh, was it?
It was about -15, snow everywhere, and we're getting beaten 3-0, and those two start to fight.
Why? Why did they fight? Do you remember?
Just one of those things, isn't it? And they were having little pops in training. And,
was you captain then?
no, Tim Sherwood was the captain, yeah. You were just going to have a pop with me then.
I was, yeah. You just sort it out.
How many seasons did you play in the Champions League?
A couple of seasons. Couple of seasons, but I was always injured. We had Bayern, I think we had Barca one year, Real Madrid. We had all the big teams.
I never played in it.
You just played in the European Cup?
No, I didn't play in the European
Cup. Oh, you didn't?
Did you not?
Either?
Well, should have done with
Cup Winners' Cup?
Played in the Cup Winners' Cup, played in the UEFA Cup, but never played in the European Cup because you got to remember England teams were banned.
Yeah.
So I should have played for Everton when I joined them because they'd won the league the previous season. And don't forget, in those days, only the team that won the league won the league.
How old are you?
Too old. He's just thinking, I'm not even really sure he knew there was a European Cup before the Champions League.
Well, just about, did you? Well, obviously nothing existed pre-Premier League or pre...
You said that on Match of the Day the other day, didn't you? You can't help it. Let it go.
I can't let it
You're
go.
old news now.
Very old news. Very old news. OK, Champions League it is. And what better place to start than with the top 10 captains? So here are our top 10 captains, as always, in no particular order. El Tiburon, Carlos Pujol. AC Milan legend, Paolo Maldini. Four-time Champions League winner, Sergio Ramos. Chelsea great, Frank Lampard. Barcelona's general, Xavi. Liverpool's hero from 2005, Steven Gerrard. The versatile Inter Milan's winning captain from 2010, Javier Zanetti. And finally, Real Madrid's most capped goalkeeper, Iker Casillas.
That's a list.
It's hard though, this, isn't it?
Yeah, some proper players in there.
But how are we you know,
was gonna
a
ask you-
defined. Oh, sorry.
The definition of it is up to you. You can do it as in terms of how successful they are in the Champions League, because this is a Champions League format, or you can do it which you think is the best player or the best leader in this particular competition, or you can take it generally over their whole careers. The choice is yours.
We're going to get hammered. We're going to get hammered on social media, you know that.
You always get hammered anyway. So
True.
it's-
It's all the same, isn't it? Oh, this is tough. This.
So what did you take into account, Alan?
Champions Leagues, as this is a Champions League. That's how I defined this list.
Yeah, but
what?
yeah, okay, that's you. That's you.
And you, Micah?
A bit of both. When you see someone like Maldini on the list, come on now.
Yeah.
He was successful as well.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, all these are obviously very successful people.
Oh, sorry, I'm not supposed to say the name first, though, before you read them out. Oh, you've already read them out.
It just
haven't
does.
Sorry.
You're not listening.
What's in that?
I didn't know you said Maldini.
What's in that drink there? Is it
you? Can't see how it's strong. What is in this?
coffee?
It's really good.
Yeah. Right, so let's get cracking with you. 10s to 6s.
He can go first.
Okay.
Oh, really?
I want to
Okay.
copy your list.
You've already done your homework on your new iPad.
Yeah. Go on, Al. 10.
10. Iker Casillas. Goalkeeper.
Yeah. Okay.
9.
Philip Lahm.
8.
Javier Zanetti.
7.
Roy Keane.
Ooh, low for Roy Keane. 6.
Frank Lampard.
What is that nonsense?
Do you not agree with that?
Lampard above Roy Keane?
Yeah, Roy Keane didn't even play in the Champions League
Well,
final.
he got him there.
He got him there, but this is the Champions League and how many wins as captains and all of that. I'm not saying he wasn't a good captain before you jump on me.
Yeah,
That
but
is
I also
ridiculous.
want to make the point that Alan doesn't work with Roy Keane, so he's not scared of it.
So, in other words, Mike has got Roy as number 1 because he's working with him at the weekend.
Well, I work with everyone. So,
Right, Micah. 10.
Lahm. Philip Lahm. Casillas. How do you do how do you roll it off the tongue in Spanish?
Casillas.
Casillas.
No, there's
No?
no th. Casillas.
Casillas.
Beautiful.
You
Okay.
just hammered me for having Casillas as 10. Now you've got him as 9.
A goalkeeper, yeah.
Goalkeeper. 8.
Lampard.
Lampard. 7.
Zanetti.
6.
Keane. I'm only messing with you. I'm trying to get content here, Al. Go with it.
I love it.
Oh, dear.
That's very similar, wasn't it? I think is that all of the same, but just
I think it
They
is,
are
you know.
exactly the same
different,
players,
yeah.
all in a slightly different order. Let's start with the goalkeeper. Iker Casillas.
Casillas.
Is everyone, you always say Iker Casillas, but it's actually Iker.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
goalkeepers as captains.
Well, there's been a few. I mean,
no.
actually, in the final for Manchester United, Schmeichel
Michael, yeah.
captained, didn't he? Because Keane was he suspended or injured?
Suspended, yeah.
Suspended, wasn't he? Yeah.
Suspended.
Because one of the great goalkeepers, obviously incredible career, won everything with Spain and Real Madrid.
I think, 177 games in the Champions League? Astonishing.
177. Bloody hell.
He reached 8 semi-finals as well. Reached
Unbelievable,
8. It wasn't a great team, though, wasn't he? But he was.
Yeah, but he was still.
He
a
was
top
cool.
goalkeeper.
He was handsome, wasn't he? Very handsome. He looked the part.
Did that
played-
come into your when
Yeah,
you were
of course,
thinking
you gotta
about?
look.
Is that why he went from 10 to 9? For his looks?
He looked well. Football-wise, he was incredible, though, wasn't he? He was like a cat. And he was all right on the ball as well. Everyone talks about modern-day goalkeepers like Edison and all that, but he was, he was.
Well, when you look at some of the players that he's played with, and so for him to be a captain in amongst all those players
Yeah, the Galacticos.
tells you, I think, a lot about his character,
Yeah.
which we might not know about, in terms of we just see what we see. But
What makes a good captain then, Al? Come on. You've been captain. I've been vice captain. I've been captain.
How would he know?
I think you've got to have a good communication with.
I heard that one, didn't it?
Good communication with the rest of the players and the staff.
So how long was you captain for?
Probably about 8 years at Newcastle.
But what was you like as a captain? Was you tough? Was
Punctual.
Very
Did you put your
punctual.
arm around someone?
Yeah, I think you've just got to do a bit of it. You've got to keep an eye in the dressing room. You've got to understand what's been said, what they like, what they don't like, and then you've got to feed that back to whoever. But I think maybe the most important thing is when your team's struggling, you have to deliver. Because once someone says to you, you're the captain, then everyone's looking up to you. If it's not going for you, you're the one that has to pull your team out of the mire if it's not working.
Yeah.
You agree?
I would say so. I never captained the club side, I only captained England.
England, right.
So. I captained England as well. I'm not trying to score points over it. But it's just a fact. I never captained a club side.
Why was that?
I was a selfish centre forward. It's quite rare for strikers to be captain, except with England, where you've got you, me, Harry Kane,
What would you say
Wayne
if I
Rooney.
said to you, people talk about you win this or you win that and you're in the game. If I said to you, being named England captain was the biggest and best thing that I would ever have, if I'd have won a European Cup, a Champions League, I would have said being named England captain was probably the biggest thing that could ever happen to you as an individual.
Is that your opinion? Or is it
I'm saying that, yeah.
I must
Really?
admit, it is special to be the actual. It's almost as though you've got in your country, you've got to the absolute top role.
So you'd prefer to be England captain over win the Champions League?
I would say it would be the biggest thing for an individual, to be told that you're leader of your country.
Wow.
It is special. It's special. I remember when Graham Taylor called me, said, "I'm going to make you my next captain." It's like, wow. You know, for one more trophy, would I have had that taken away from me? No, but I get what you're saying. But we must move on to the Spanish goalkeeper, who was also captain of his country, but also won a lot of trophies.
Yeah.
And Real Madrid, obviously, they are the Champions League maestros, aren't they? So let's move on to Philipp Lahm, obviously versatile player, played fullback, played in midfield. He was also, I think, probably the first inverted fullback because Pep Guardiola invented that particular role. Funny how popular that position's become now, how many coaches play it and how many...
But Lahm was the true...
He was the first one.
You know, but he could do it really comfortably, you know? You see people going there a little bit awkward. Kimmich can do it as well. But Lahm was, he was the one. When I played against Lahm...
Did you?
Oh, my gosh. I was in awe of him. And he's only about,
he's smaller,
5'4". I don't even know. I don't want to disrespect him, but 5'7", 5'8", around Alan's height.
When he's sitting down.
Yeah. And it was effortless for him. Everything was easy. His touch, his technique, his passing. That team we played was just incredible. But he was the main boy in that team, so.
Did you get battered?
We got bad. We had him about 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Went to Allianz Arena. I've told you before about but we went there again. And it was probably the hardest ground I've played at because it was just so good. Imagine Robin Ribery on one side, and you got Lahm in midfield. Who had Muller up top?
Thomas.
Oh my gosh, it was sleepless nights.
Do you think he looks like the Jackal, Thomas Muller?
Oh yeah,
Eddie Redmayne. I think he's absolute carbon copy, complete.
What a shout that is!
I saw it straight away. I went, wow, that's Thomas Muller.
That's one thing
They're
I didn't
both
think
good
would
shots.
get mentioned today, by the way.
Oh my god!
I think it's true.
How on earth have we got the day of the Jackal?
I know, yeah.
Top 10 captains in the Champions League.
There you go. That was the
We can
challenge.
go anywhere.
Zanetti. Back as Zanetti.
I think he played in for Inter when I went to San Siro, one of my finest nights in the Champions League.
Oh, is that when you got
Newcastle
a brace?
Couple, I think he played that evening. Yeah, over 20 years, wasn't he, at Inter?
Yeah, I wonder if he's doing the top
Probably
10
not.
somewhere. And
Italian
top 10. And he's going...
I used to play against that Dick Shearer many years
Shearer
ago.
had one of his best days against him. Grande Shearer.
Maybe not.
No. So what was that one? Talk us through that game.
That was 2-2 Inter Milan, 1-2-2. 20,000 Geordies behind the goal was amazing.
The Geordie fans are class, aren't they?
They are.
They're mad, aren't they? Great. And they always have a few, even in January, don't they? There's a few big ones, with big bellies out with no shirt on. Whoa.
The best atmosphere was Newcastle, PSG.
PSG, yeah.
Last season. It's one of the best atmospheres I've ever been to. They're just mad, aren't they?
You were working that game.
I was working. They're just mad, though. It was freezing cold, and we've got no tops on.
Yeah, but they do have a little bit of
To keep them warm.
insulation, so to say. Probably.
Good living, that's called.
But
Good
yeah,
living.
Yeah, Zanetti's looked like one of those real good pros, and just kind of
Yeah.
You know what? It reminds me of Zabaleta. Just, temperament.
Yeah.
Player, similar sort of just give 100%.
He lives in your head, doesn't he?
Oh, constantly. Can't get him out of my head, honestly.
Even when we don't bring him up, you do. Right, okay, Frank Lampard. I mean, we've got Lampard and Keane in both in your between 10 and 6, and they're players we've discussed I don't know how many times over the years on the Match of the Day top 10. So can you think of anything fresh to say about Frank?
So we worked with Frank at the Euros, didn't we?
Yeah.
And punditry-wise, analysis, Alan's very good at it. Jamie Carragher's very good at it. Thierry Henry's, and Frank, for a manager to come in that environment and do it, he did a piece for about 2 or 3 minutes. And sometimes when you do analysis, average piece is probably what? A minute 30.
Yeah.
And you can nail everything. Yeah. He did it for 3 minutes and he didn't stutter once. Yeah. I was like, wow.
Yeah. It was I know exactly the piece
Do you remember?
Yeah.
And his football brain, and I was like, no disrespect to us, he's too good to be a pundit. He needs to be on the field. So when you talk about him doing well now...
He is the one out of all the, the possible ones of that era that have come out that I always thought, because I've worked with him quite a bit on television, I always thought he's definitely got something. It's not quite happened for him. He did okay at Derby. He did okay for a while at Chelsea. And then... He ended up in a couple of really difficult jobs at the wrong time, and I think that's important. And then he was, I think, bold enough as well, and obviously driven enough to take a job in the Championship. So hopefully that works. But you could see that intelligence in his game as a footballer.
100%.
Couldn't you? The way he was, the amount of goals he scored from midfield.
You can tell why he gets to the numbers. He's just got a focus that's different.
I tell you, I saw a clip on... Harry Redknapp.
Yes.
Have you seen it? When he was talking about him as a 17, 18-year-old, and he was saying, and he was getting loads of grief from the fans for playing someone ahead of him. And he's gone, this kid, you listen to me, he's going all the way to the top, the way that Harry did. Spot on.
He was right.
You can see it, you could see it.
Yeah.
So, he's obviously went to Champions League success. Roy Keane, what have we not said about Roy Keane?
It was, I think, the FA Cup final Newcastle played, Man United beat us when they're going for the treble. I think Keane went off injured after about 10 or 15 minutes. And we're thinking, now Roy Keane going off. Yeah. And then Teddy Sheringham came on for about 5 minutes and put one in the back of the net. And then a week later, they're playing in that Champions League, but he was suspended for that, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. He had an amazing game in the semi, didn't he?
Juve, yes. But you could tell when he got the decision. His face. Do you remember the pictures when he knew he was going to be suspended for the final?
Yeah.
He could see that it's like, but he still did a job.
Yeah.
Oh, you can imagine that though. Gee,
Missing out on that.
Amazing, but yeah, he knows he's just. But then he still carried it.
I was thinking, how long is it going to be before you spill the coffee on your iPad? Has that affected your order? Will that change your order?
one job. Actually, one job.
I was thinking, how long can a man hold a coffee for?
I was having such a great time. I felt old.
It's all right. You won't.
Have they got any expensive carpet, guys?
No, don't worry about that. There's all sorts on this anyway. Yeah, imagine being captain of your side that's going to a Champions League final to win a treble and not be allowed to play.
Especially, as you said, after what he did in the semi, it's like horrible.
A choker. Right, let's do our top 5. So who wants to start?
Let Alan go.
Go on then.
Gerrard 5.
Yeah.
Xavi 4. Carlos Puyol 3.
Oh, what's he going to go with the top 2?
Ramos. 2.
Sergio Ramos.
And Paolo Maldini. 1. 5 wins.
5 wins, yeah. 5 wins, and what a player.
Was it 5? Well, I've only got... Wait, I thought he only had 3. Champions League. Champions League we're talking about.
Yeah, I thought it was 5 wins.
That might have been European Cup, Champions League.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
Well, it's like Premiership and the Premier League.
It's like saying Gary
like
never
the league.
scored any goal. Oh, hang on a minute.
I didn't.
Well, he didn't score any Premier League goals.
Well, I know that, but...
I scored more Premier League goals than Gaz.
Oh!
Anyway, you're 5, Micah.
Well, it's the same. Gerrard, Xavi, Puyol, but then...
Oh, hang on. I can't write that fast. Xavi, 3 Pujol, yeah?
Yeah, it's the same.
Your orders are very similar. 2. The other way around, have
I
you got?
went Maldini second.
That's okay, you're allowed.
And Ramos.
We don't want it all the same. We've got nothing to discuss. Gerrard, he'll forever be remembered for the comeback in Istanbul, won't he? I mean, that miraculous... And
Well,
he
that's what
basically dragged it back as a
That's
captain.
what I mean about a captain, you know,
Yeah.
when they were in the mire.
Yeah.
He was the one that...
Yeah. It's quite hard for a captain to actually make a difference on the field. But that was an example of where they can actually grab the game by the scruff of the neck and turn it round. Because I think mostly captaincy is an off-the-field role. You're kind of a link, aren't you, between the players and the management and the players and the media, probably.
Just remember who they was playing in that final, though, as well.
Oh, that team they were up against was...
That Milan team could be one of the greatest ever.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it was... If you read the 2 teams, because that was not a strong Liverpool team in terms of individuals,
exactly,
really, was it? With all due respect.
And was it late on in the game, in the group games, where he had that half volley in the last minute to keep them or to get them through?
Yes.
Group stage, something like that, wasn't it? Yeah.
That was... I remember that, yeah.
We've spoken a lot about Steven Gerrard in the other series, so let's perhaps concentrate on names from European clubs. Xavi. I mean, part of that incredible midfield triumvirate, really, at Barcelona. Xavi, Iniesta and Busquets. Busquets.
He should have been higher, actually, shouldn't he?
Xavi, 4 wins.
4 wins.
Yeah.
One of the greatest ever teams to do it.
I know, yeah.
They got sucked in by the names of Maldini. I mean, Maldini was great, but Xavi, he changed the game, didn't he?
What a player.
Them 3 in midfield.
That is possibly
You think the best?
That's
Midfield
what I was just
3.
thinking.
It's hard to beat, isn't it? If only they had someone further forward that they could give the ball to. But yeah, Madrid have had some great midfield 3s, but I mean, the way they play...
Modric, Casemiro, Kroos, no, it's not the
it's
same.
not the
It's not,
same.
but
It's not as
they
good.
were successful, that team.
Of course they were, but it was just like a new kind of sport. What was the strengths to his game?
Where do you start? Imagine trying to get the ball off those boys.
Yeah.
I remember when they
Unbelievable,
played United in 2 finals, didn't they?
Yeah.
They never got near them, did they? They
He
could
made
not
it look
get near them.
stupidly easy though, handling the ball, didn't he? Which it's like crazy how good they were with the ball.
Rio tells that story with Busquets, and he said we were playing at the Wembley. Remember the Wembley final?
Yeah.
Which Barca won comfortably, and Rio said there's one point. Then he said we couldn't get near him. We couldn't get near him, and I think he had a go at Busquets or something. It was a bit of a niggle, and Busquets turned to him and just went, "You." Boom! Boom! Long ball.
Kick the ball.
Oh, Rio said it killed him. Oh, absolutely killed him. Yeah. So, on to another Barcelona captain, Carlos Pujol. He's kind of the epitome of a captain, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. When all roll the sleeves up and get a bit angry and could do that, didn't mind that, but was still an unbelievable player. 3 wins, 2 as captain. I think I've got down.
115 games. It's a lot, that, isn't it? Consistency. And if I remember right, he didn't win a trophy till he was about 26, 27. I remember reading that stat.
Won a
Couple
few
of
after
years.
that.
I was going to say, he more than made up for it after that.
Oh,
didn't
yeah. He was
He won
crazy.
I mean, all of these players have won so much. Right, we'll go to Maldini first, and then we'll do Ramos. And oh, blimey, I'm going to have to decide. Maldini, great footballing family. An incredible career.
It was sort of before my time, though, wasn't it, Maldini, like in his prime? But
Everything's before your time.
no, but in school, I just wanted to be Maldini, even though I hadn't seen him play.
Yeah.
You know, I just used to say Maldini when I was like running around in the park, but
Never quite happened.
no.
More like Houdini.
It's not bad for you.
That's quite good.
Baby.
It's quite good.
But what is he won? 3 Champions Leagues. You won more European Cups, was it? I think he had one more, or 2
another
more.
2 European Cups on top of that as well. But
If you count it's 3 Champions League and 2 European Cups. I
So
believe.
what we're doing? Are we basing it off Champions League? 'Cause if we put it all together, I would change my order.
There's no rules.
Well,
We
there
don't
is.
have
You said
rules.
Champions League.
Yeah, but it's the same thing, isn't it? Champions League and European Cup.
No, it is the same thing, but it's
So
different.
Sergio Ramos, how many did he win?
4.
4.
So that's why.
Yeah.
3 as captain as well.
Correct.
How many did Maldini have as captain?
2, yeah. 2 as captain.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to argue either way with 1 and 2 because,
Yeah.
in fact, they're all outstanding players. But 1 and 2, like Maldini and Ramos, yeah.
Yeah.
If I had to pick one, I would go Maldini with you.
As a player.
Yeah, as a player.
Yeah.
He was just different. I think he's the greatest ever. Could play left back and centre half, though, couldn't
Elegant,
he? So,
Bonnie, elegant.
yeah. Have you met Maldini?
No.
Honestly, I was starstruck.
Where? Was he?
He's beautiful. He's beautiful. His hair, his eyes, his
Italian,
clobber.
yeah.
Even when he shook my hand, I was like, I was shaking. He was such a...
We know we mentioned about those teams in the midfield was perhaps the best. What about the team that he played in with the greats of Milan?
Oh, what a team that was. What
So
a side.
back then, or are you talking about when he first...
Well, it was-
Baresi.
Baresi,
Yeah.
Rijkaard.
Yeah, right.
Gullit.
Gullit,
Van
Van
Basten.
Basten. The Dutch trio they had
Yeah.
at that point, didn't they?
Wow.
So, a quick line on Sergio Ramos. I mean, what a leader he is. He's
He's top. He's top.
a house as well, isn't he? Housery
Yeah,
specialist at times.
We don't mind that, though.
Yeah,
No, we
mind that
don't.
as
We
well.
don't mind that. We
I
don't
mean,
mind that.
more red cards as well, probably.
The reason why I put him top, though, he had 142 champion for a defender to do that. I think an extra, especially with the amount of times he got sent off and yellow cards and everything. I just think it was, that's why I put him top.
Yeah.
But obviously, I prefer Maldini as an all-round player.
All right, I'm going to have to decide. And because he plays for Real Madrid, I'm going to go with Paolo
Of course you
Maldini.
are. Biased again. An agenda.
I very rarely get the chance to show my bias. But I'm going to own it. I'm going to own it. Okay, so Paolo Maldini.
We get off to a good start. See?
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
You've won one.
Yeah. One of the
Finally.
greats. One of the greats. So those were our top 10 Champions League captains. As always, feel free to disagree by using the hashtag MOTD Top 10. Bye for now.